morning, friends. We are live again. I am Kuntal Chatterjee. I am also one of the founding members of Pharmacircuit, and you have heard Mario already. So we are really glad to welcome you all to this session, to this conference. And in these COVID times, I think we have come back a long way with all your support. And I'm glad to inform that today we have more than 100 plus registrations, with all your support. So thank you on behalf of Mario, myself, and Mohua, so we are all thankful to you. And next session, before Mario starts, I would like to introduce Mario. He's not only a friend and, a family member for last, more than 15 years. I have known him, but, as a person, he's a techno-commercial guy. So he's a biotechnologist having senior management experiences, in the pharma world. And he was also vice president of a French, consulting company, Triformed. Thereby, he has worked in several pharma companies in various senior management positions, including Zentiva and, other big companies. And then he decided to take the leap of faith and, he started his own, entrepreneurship. He's also a CEO of his own consulting, 1IB, which you must, know. And also he's, managing director of Azeta Pharma, which is actually sponsoring Pharmacircuit. So yeah, welcome Mario, for this talk. We are really grateful to have you, on board, and over to you for the presentation.
Thank you very much, Kuntal, for your kind words. It's always a pleasure to meet in our Pharmacircuit conferences that we started together after such a long knowing us for so many years. And I think this also shows how important networking is. It started once that we met at some pharma licensing meeting.
Exactly.
And I think all of us were grateful to meet again at CPHI so just some days ago in the personal setting. So unfortunately now COVID is coming up again. And hopefully at some point we will get back also to personal conferences. And with Pharmacircuit, at least we want to give you a tool for the moment to meet online, whilst we also have the firm plan also to start with personal conferences at some point. And that's what I want to cover also a little bit in my presentation. So I'm looking forward to give you some ideas about our plans with Pharmacircuit in the presentation, which is basically called about the Pharmacircuit franchises. So I think at the time of, there's a rapidly evolving scientific breakthroughs. We have seen this with the COVID vaccines. And by coincidence, I think there's also expiration of many blockbuster drug patents. The key of innovation and revenue growth in pharmaceutical business is business development and partnering. So whilst some of this innovation and new revenue can come from internal pipelines and assets, the business development teams are always under pressure at most companies to supplement these internal efforts with external licensing agreements and also mergers and acquisitions activities. And most of the times, unfortunately, those teams are unable to deliver the transaction needed for innovation and for growth of the business. And often a major reason for this shortfall is that the executive team members are not fully aligned on the role of business development in their organization and to achieve the company's strategic priorities. And to change that, I think one way, of course, is to network more, to speak more, and to have more in exchange with potential players in the market. So all of us, I think we agree in theory that business development should pursue the partnerships to create ecosystem collaborations. But once it comes to make decisions about specific deals, some of the times we have problems to deliver that. So basically, we will look at 6 success factors that enable more rapid and effective decision making. And this will lead to enhanced business development performance. We have taken this for ourselves, for Pharmacircuit, to give you a nice tool to evolve in your business development. So I've gone through all this. Just a second ago, I forgot to change the slide. I'm sorry about this, but I will go through the next one. So I think all of us agree that M&A deal value more than doubled between 2017 and 19, and the valuations have reached all-time highs. Most of these deals involved mid-sized biotech companies, and then for them, the average premium paid was close to 70%, and with an average sales multiple of nearly 8 times. So I think there's a very interesting time of business development for M&A and also for licensing deals. So all in all, I think 60% of all new drugs in the last 5 years have been externally sourced. The COVID-19 pandemic slowed the M&A activity in 2020, especially in the first half of the year. It's all were in a wait and see modus. But since then, the core drivers remain intact. The scientific breakthroughs, expiring patents, and increasing focus on key therapeutic areas, or on modalities such as cell and gene therapy. So deal activity for sure will continue to rebound. One recent example, just to mention, is AstraZeneca's acquisition of Alexion in late December, just for $39 billion. So, and also in these times, I think pharma companies can finance transaction cheaply with today's very low interest rates. So all of them have also very significant financial resources to pursue business development. A study of Boston Consulting Group estimated that the top 20 biopharma companies have more than $700 billion in cash, which they can allocate to short-term investments, and also they have some additional debt capacity. As a result, many companies are pursuing the same assets in business development. This drives up the valuations and in M&A and licensing deals, and there's a risk of overpaying. So basically, what are the success factors? There are 6 of them for pharma business development, which enable us to deliver better. The first one, so I think all of them apply for M&A and also for licensing deals. When you know to prioritize what business development needs to accomplish for the company, the most important part is to build relationships with prospective targets. And I think with Pharmacircuit, we're here to be one tool to do that. The executive teams should commit to build relationships with potential partners or acquisition targets for 2 or even 3 years. So all of us, as we just mentioned, Gunther and myself, we know for ourselves for 15 years. And this is then the success factor whenever you know people for many, many years. So the proactive sourcing, screening, and relationship building are far better for deal execution than simply showing up at the headquarters of your partner with an offer. Just this established relationship will give a prospective buyer an edge over other bidders, and perhaps even the possibility to preempt the bidding process altogether. And such relationships can also accelerate due diligence. The active engagement with potential targets, mostly this is done over several years. This will give the companies a better grasp of the range of potential deals available. And basically it might, for example, make a pharmaceutical company more likely to take small equity stakes in the number of promising biotechs, and even perhaps supporting phase 1 trials with its own clinical and regulatory expertise. Key to all this is networking. Networking is extremely helpful to master all the further steps in which are these success factors. So networking will help you to agree on how to assess the deal value. It will help you to understand the integration issues early on. It will also enable you an agile approach to business development, teaming, and governance, because you understand what will be the challenging part there. You can design an organizational structure which will be suited to strategic priorities. I think all of us agree, networking in business is one of the best resources for our career development at one hand, and professional success at the other hand in business partnering, just as mentioned before. As we all know, I think all of us have made the experience that good network can provide job leads, can possess possibilities for advancement and opportunities for collaborations and improvements. I've seen so many pharma deals which have just been done because the people know each other personally. And basically always, if you help to grow your career and increase your chances of professional success, you need to understand the importance of networking in business. And Pharmacircuit, we want to grow into a role where we can help you, so basically to be your tool to network and to be successful in pharmaceutical business. We all know how important business gatherings are. As mentioned just some minutes ago, most of us enjoyed to be back to meetings in person at CPHI in Milano, and Pharmacircuit, we have grown as an online event. And with our franchise system, we also want to look at in-person events. This will enable to leverage on all the important points, like in our events. So we can help you to look for the right people, to reach out to the people who can reach out to the people who can provide you with specific help you need. In pharmaceuticals, for the established culture of partnerships, I think there's always it's always easy to connect with peers in the industry. If you hope to switch to a new role in your workplace, and you can talk to your colleagues who are part of the team, but you can also network to further ones in the industry. So you never know who might be able to help you at a later date. And so to make sure to connect with people working in a variety of positions. And this is just what we want to do also at Pharmacircuit, to give you interdisciplinary access to people at different companies. I think all of us, we are here, we are proactive. We are cultivating our network all year round, and this is crucial to maintain beneficial connections. Pharmacircuit strives to give you an additional platform for that. I think we all agree, if you suddenly message someone and you have not spoken to this person for years, they may not want to help you. So to maintain these pleasant relationships with the network at all times, even if you're just sending a short mail to say hello or giving a short call, is the best way to make sure they are willing to support you when you need them. Also, I think today you can use Pharmacircuit's networking function to greet the participants, to stay connected with a short message. Then, of course, afterwards, we also have a LinkedIn group where you can stay connected. All of this, we want to give you these tools to basically stay in contact, and always know how to give and take. So it's important to keep track of all the contacts in your network and what they can offer to you. I think all these tools at Pharmacircuit, and we will help you to remember the previous persons, what they are doing now. But equally important, the other way around is also what you have to offer as a contact. And I think we invite you to also reach out to further people, state what you can do, and also look what other people can do for you, so that we create a really working environment around Pharmacircuit where you go whenever you look for someone to collaborate. It's always like the same. If you're willing to support our further participants of Pharmacircuit, they will also be more likely to return the favor. You can always use your resources. It has become easier to maintain a professional network due to technology. Internet, as we all know, is a valuable resource for creating, cultivating, communicating with your contacts. This is just like Pharmacircuit has started. Social media platforms is a nice way to reach out to professionals in your area, to reconnect with old friends, and even perhaps today you will see some contacts that you have done in the past, just to reconnect today over Pharmacircuit. We recommend that just after the conference, you join our LinkedIn group, you reconnect to the members there, so then you just have you can start your mutual relationships. Also, the Pharmacircuit event platform itself, as we've shown in the first instance, so you can reach out to further network partners here. You can send them messages. And also you can stay in contact with all these persons during the course of the conference. And of course, the networking events, nothing more to say. We are all here today to leverage on this. So welcome to use this platform today, use other platforms, but with Pharmacircuit, we really strive to grow into a relevant platform for the pharmaceutical industry together, and where you can collect and further contacts, and you can grow in your career and in your business goals. So for doing all this, we want to welcome you to join Pharmacircuit. There are many areas and geographies in pharmaceutical business development which we could explore together. So thanks to contacts like you, we have created traction and the following. So for today's conference, more than 100 people inscribed. And basically, we will be very happy to bring this into our relationship. We have a working structure, we have working technologies, and together with your knowledge and geographic focus, we could reach further. We could generate a win-win partnership to grow together. So if you are interested to learn more, you could contact Mahua Chatterjee or myself during the conference. So I will be connected to the chat all day. Mahua will also be there. So just contact us to learn more, or send us an email message afterwards, give us a call. We will be very happy to have this conversation and discuss all potential synergies with you. Let us grow together to make Pharmacircuit more relevant. And having said this, I'm much looking forward to network during the conference and to stay connected. If you have further questions, you could put them in the chat and we could address them right away. Or afterwards, we could connect in some further networking sessions, or however you prefer. But keep in mind, we want to grow. We want to establish further Pharmacircuit presence in further geographies, in further parts of the world, in further areas. We will need you for doing this, and we will be very open to discuss some franchise collaboration just for your geography, for your therapeutic area, and to see how we can organize online conferences or also personal conferences together. So looking forward to discuss this.
Yeah, thank you, Mario, for this great presentation. I have a question for you for the viewers. So if For example, if somebody wants to have a, for example, whoever is listening, or for our future clients, if they want to have a kind of networking within their company, that's also possible, right? Within their company, for example, 20 people, they are located all over the world, and they want to do a conference. Can Pharma Circuit deliver such kind of conferences also? Do you emphasize that one also?
Definitely. So we have created a technology platform that we can use for events like today. So our platform today, more than 100, so I think up to 100,000 persons could connect potentially to this platform. So it's very, very user friendly. And whilst we also have a platform that we use for education purposes, where we can give classes, where we can upload content, where we can have lecturing sessions. So technology wise, we are well set, and we can deliver this in a partnership to organize conferences, as we have done in the past with companies like Swiss Himmel, with GXP Fund, and which are already existing licensing partners to ourselves. And of course, we can potentially also do this for companies if they want to organize an online event. And we will be very happy to support them, because we already have the experience and we have the technology to make their event relevant, and also to make it good for all the participants, so all of them go out there and know that it has been professionally organized, and they can take out all the knowledge which is provided by the company.
Thank you. And if I am not mistaken, I can see that Hopin has enough capacity, right? It can host up to 100,000 people, right? Hopin has enough capacity, so there is no real capacity issue with Hopin, right?
Exactly. So as we're here today, we could be here today with 100,000 persons. As you see here, we can have presentations in the stage. There can be sessions even where people can join, even hundreds of people for a roundtable session. So all of this can be done. And we also have other technology solutions which can be also used for online events. Whilst at the same time, of course, with Pharmacircuit, as we just mentioned, we will also grow into in-person events. And of course, all of that, we can support companies to make this happen and to make their network, which they have in-house in their own company. I think networking is equally important inside the company as it is outside the company. So I think we all know that business is about people. So I think it's really important to keep on networking and to have the right tools to do so. And so we will be happy to share it with whomever could be interested. And as mentioned, so we will be very happy to hear from all interested persons who can be interested to work with us.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mario. So without, let's say going for anything further, I would also like to ask you about your vision with, business development, networking, like partnership. We understand fully, people may ask that how, you have shown in your first presentation, poll, chat. So I think there is also an opportunity, as you mentioned rightly, so people can really, create, let's say, theme based, as you mentioned with GXP Fund or Swiss Himmel, the theme based conferences can be created, and there, networking can be done. Like today, maybe you can tell a little bit about that. Our lines will be open until midnight, but how really they can also meet each other, and then they become, from our conferences, maybe you can share some experience on how they have participated and then they have done business. So it has been quite fruitful. So maybe some insights from your end. And also another question, so this is one, and second is about this annual fee model, or franchise model, whether you want to let's say have anything in mind today, or it will come in near future.
Definitely. So the collaborations we have been already doing, you can see also in our past events on the Hopin platform with companies like Swiss Himmel. This was a conference themed in the human resource space. So we had experts from recruitment, also mostly from the pharmaceutical sector. And very interestingly, of course, from all this further people who were looking for a job were participating to the conference, recruiters were participating at the conference, and of course they matched and further leads were created. And also today in our conference, we will have already the second time a presentation by Oliver. So we met him over our first conference. He will be here again. A lot of business interactions and conversations has happened till then. So I think, as we know, it is all about persistence. So the more frequent we meet, the more business we can do together. And as we are now with Pharmacircuit for the second year in business, I think we already generated quite a lot of interesting contacts to organize conferences together, but also to generate business together. And with GXP Fund, which are more active on the technical side in the pharmaceutical industry on quality questions, there can be collaboration opportunities. So I think it's always about expanding networks and see what can be done together. So we are very happy to bring this network into a partnership. So in a collaboration, you could bring in the relevant network in a certain country. We can bring in our network in other countries, our technologies, our knowledge, our reach over social media, and together we can make something very interesting together to have a very successful conference, to have people meet and generate business together. So we're always happy to do that. And I think it is always an individual conversation how each conference can convert also into a working business model. I think this is also important to us. Like always in business, of course, it's nice to network, but it also ultimately shall lead to doing further business. And it always has to be an individual discussion where the potential synergies are and how this can be converted into a working business model.
Wonderful. No, great. Thank you, Mario, for the insights. So, thank you, friends, for joining. We had already a first session. You are requested to also follow our page at LinkedIn, on Pharmacircuit, at Facebook. Please follow. There are news there, and also, subscribe on our website. So we will take, let's say, 8-minute break, and we'll start again with the second lecture by Beda on pharma and biopharma. So thank you all. We'll join again shortly. Thank you, Mario.
See you in a minute.